Have you ever sat down after a long week, ready to escape into the drama of Weatherfield, ready to find out what happens next, only to discover Coronation Street isn't even on? Because that's exactly what happened again. And this time, fans aren't just disappointed, they're furious. Welcome back to Coronation Street Update. And tonight, we're talking about the latest ITV schedule shakeup that has left thousands of Corrie viewers asking the same explosive question. How many more times can Coronation Street be pushed aside before loyal fans finally lose patience? Because what should have been another dramatic night on the cobbles has turned into a growing controversy. And trust me, the reaction online has been absolutely brutal. For months now, viewers have been trying to adjust to ITV's new soap schedule, the so-called Power Hour, a complete overhaul of the traditional format that had existed for years. The idea seems simple enough. 30 minutes of Emmerdale, 30 minutes of Coronation Street, every weekday evening. Quick, digestible, streaming-friendly, modern. At least that was the plan. But then everything changes. Because just as viewers start adapting, the schedule gets disrupted again. And again. And again. This latest interruption comes as ITV clears space for live football coverage. The Women's World Cup qualifier between England and Spain takes priority. As a result, both Emmerdale and Coronation Street disappear from Friday night schedules altogether. They said, fans are forced to wait until Sunday evening to catch up. Now on paper that might not sound like a major issue. But soap fans know better. Coronation Street isn't just another television program. It's a routine, a tradition, comfort. For many viewers, Weatherfield is part of daily life. Missing an episode doesn't just interrupt a story. It interrupts a habit that has existed for generations. And that's why emotions are running so high. Social media exploded almost immediately. Frustrated viewers flooded fan pages, comment sections, discussion groups. And the message was loud and clear. They're tired. Very tired. One fan bluntly declared that Friday nights are now ruined. Another accused football of constantly taking priority over loyal soap audiences. Others questioned why major sporting events couldn't simply be moved elsewhere. And that's where things become interesting. Because this isn't really about football. Not entirely. This is about change. The television landscape is evolving. Viewing habits are changing. Streaming platforms are growing. And traditional viewers are increasingly feeling left behind. For decades, soap fans knew exactly where to find their favorite shows. Same channel. Same time. Same routine. Now everything feels uncertain. And uncertainty creates frustration. Especially when emotional storylines are reaching breaking point. Think about where Coronation Street currently stands. Theo Silverton's murder mystery is reaching boiling point. Summer Spellman's future hangs in the balance. Daniel Osborne's life is spiraling out of control. Jodie Ramsey continues causing chaos wherever she goes. These aren't minor storylines. These are major emotional arcs. The kind of stories fans desperately want to follow without interruption. And that's why each cancellation feels bigger than ever. Because viewers are emotionally invested. They're attached. They're waiting for answers. And every delay increases the tension. But that may not be the whole truth. Because ITV insists the changes are actually designed to help viewers. Executives argue that shorter episodes create faster storytelling. More payoff. More momentum. More opportunities for audiences to watch whenever they choose. According to ITV, today's viewers want flexibility. They want convenience. They want streaming access. And in many ways, they're probably right. But here's the problem. Not everyone watches television the same way. Many longtime Coronation Street viewers still enjoy the traditional experience. They want to switch on the television at a familiar time. They want consistency, not constant schedule changes. And that's where the conflict begins. This isn't simply a battle between football and soaps. It's a battle between old viewing habits and new viewing habits. Between tradition and modernization. Between loyalty and convenience. And neither side seems willing to back down. Meanwhile, fans are looking ahead and seeing even more disruption. Another football fixture next week means more changes. More schedule adjustments. More confusion. More frustration. Which raises a fascinating question. Could ITV eventually face a bigger backlash if these interruptions continue? Because viewer patience isn't unlimited. Every cancellation chips away at goodwill. Every disruption creates fresh complaints. And while football fans celebrate, soap viewers feel forgotten. What happens next could be crucial. If the new schedule succeeds, ITV will point to streaming figures and audience data as proof they made the right decision. But if frustration continues growing, executives may find themselves facing an entirely different problem. A loyal audience that no longer feels valued. And that's when things could get really interesting. For now, Weatherfield remains on pause. The drama is waiting. The mysteries remain unsolved. And fans are counting down the hours until they can finally return to the cobbles. But one thing is certain. This debate isn't ending anytime soon. Because as television continues to evolve, the battle between tradition and change is only becoming more intense. And Corrie viewers have made one thing crystal clear. They're not staying silent anymore. If you enjoyed this update, make sure you subscribe to Coronation Street Update, turn on notifications and join us for more Coronation Street news, spoilers, theories and breaking developments. Remember, on the cobbles the drama never stops. Even when the schedule does.